through earth, wind, and fire. It is here you will find the answers which you desire. Lord, now we await in shadow. For your truth to be seen within thy letter, despite what many have thought to seek. The truth will always lead. Long now for the Bible, the lost magic says, may it arrive.
Hello guys, and welcome to our Friday night show. This is the Lost Magics with myself, Willow. Tonight I am going to be joined by my lovely guests Chad and Linda from the Smith Family Paranormal Investigation.
Hello.
I would like to do a big shout out to our sponsors and also to Parapost, which is also going to be putting us out over the networks, and also obviously our podcast and all of our other platforms as well, and obviously to the boys of Bold and Bonkers as well. So big shout outs to all of you and to all of our lovelies in the room. Hello and welcome. So tonight, guys, there's going to be a few questions that I put towards Chad and Linda about them and their interests and things that they're into. Then we're going to be going into looking at some of their merches and their shop items, including crystals. I can show you a few bits of my witchy stuff as well that you can just see, like some really cool bits. We're going to make it a really fun night tonight. Then I've got an amazing video that Dakota made for Linda and her daughter on behalf of the Smith family, and it's showing some amazing pictures and some of the things that were caught in them. So that's going to be really interesting. Then we will be joined by Dakota and some others, possibly, where we will be discussing something that is really important to talk about, guys. And I think that we all, as a community, need to be coming together, and as a world as well. So we will be covering that as well. Hello, lovely Linda.
Hi.
Hello. So obviously, if any of you've got any questions or anything you want to ask, guys, just do it in the room, and it can be put up onto the panel or read it out through the chat, because I'm normally looking at it anyway. So the first thing I would like is for you, Chad and Linda, to just talk to the guys a little bit about who you are, what you do. So talk a bit about your channel, about your shop and your merch shop, and just let guys have a little general idea about who you are for anyone that's new.
Well, anybody that's new, I'm Chad.
I'm Linda.
Obviously our last names are Smith, and we've been doing a little bit of paranormal investigation through last year, and or prior to last year, and then we decided that let's try this YouTube thing out. And we decided, and we're sitting there throwing names back and forth on what we should call ourselves, and I was at work and I just went SFPI. I mean, we already have W or PWI, so I was like, well, we'll just bounce off of that. So I sent her over SFPI, and she was like, what is that supposed to be? And I'm like, Smith Family Paranormal Investigations. And she was like, oh, I like that. Mm-hmm. So then a friend of mine, a friend of mine that I work with, his brother does graphic designs, and he's the one that actually designed the logo that we've been utilizing for everything. I mean, he designed it, I paid for it. It's now our intellectual properties and stuff like that. So that's where we got into that. And then obviously through YouTube and Facebook, we met up with Willow. That direction. And through other means, basically, our daughter's boyfriend's father kind of helped us with some YouTube stuff, and they just went over 1K this past week. Which
congratulations, guys.
congratulations to them. We know they've been working hard on that and finally get it. That's
Very, very good.
Yeah.
So then Sherry started up the company that we are part of, and we sat there and became very interested in it, and
Absolutely love it.
love it, and we enjoy doing it.
It's an amazing company, but there's not a lot really happening there at the moment because of the way everything's been. So we're kind of just like going at slow pace, but we are building it, guys. We are trying to build it. We are still looking for people to come over and be part of an investigation and research place,
Right.
and where you can be yourselves.
And then through the company and everything, we decided we were going to start doing a little bit of merchandising. So that started a little slow through last year when we had gotten a heat press, which is right behind Linda's shoulder there.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Pankaj? How you doing? So with the heat press, I mean, it was basically iron on and stuff like that.
Hello, Panja.
The shirts were nice, but we thought we could do better.
We knew it.
We knew we could do better. So we just kind of put that on the back burner. So anybody that is waiting on a PWI shirt, that's why. Because we kind of put it on, me, Linda, and Sherry talked, and we kind of put that on the back burner of they just, it was, it needed
They
work.
are coming at some point, but at the minute, the most important thing to do is try to get Chad and Linda's shop out there so that they can start trying to do what they want to be doing as well. So there will be merches to do with our company and stuff coming out in the future. It's just at the minute we're just trying to get Chad and Linda's business to start going well, and it is starting to do really well.
Yeah, it went really
well.
Yeah, I was surprised, but we're doing good. It blooms.
Yeah, with any company, they have ebbs and flows on how things work, and I think, with Linda being out of work, this is kind of helping out.
Yeah, we
took an investment money that we reinvested it in ourselves. So rather not have the bank holding on to it, we kind of reinvested in ourselves. Got a bunch of stuff, new computer to help out, new.
But it's good that you've got that inspiration to do that. There should be more people like that. Like, if they've got a bit of money, they should maybe put it into something that they're really good at, and maybe they would be able to make something out of that. That's what inspires me about you guys, is that you've got up and got on with things and doing what you want to do, like I do with my company and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, running your own business is stressful. You have so many hours that you have to put into it, but when something really good happens in it, it's really worth the time and the work. It is.
I'm at work today. But right before her live and everything, we were sitting there. I was on 3 different phone calls with the bank, with the authorization people for our website, and and then finally I was able to pop in on you guys' stream and able to sit there and interject some stuff. But with her being out of work since October, this kind of
help plug that.
And the reinvestment money kind of helped out a lot to be able to sit there and let her do something that she's been enjoying doing, which is making coasters and stuff that we sell. We'll get into that in a little bit. Earrings and
all types of things.
All types. She's been going crazy the past week with all kinds of stuff. We've done the shirt that's behind us,
the bag behind you,
the banner, the bag.
We've got some beautiful stuff though, guys. Some beautiful stuff, and it's most definitely worth the money that they're asking for. And it's all handmade. It's all done by them. It's not
If you haven't been in my lives before, I do it every Tuesday and Friday. I make the merchandise right in front of you. Like, well, I just got done a show today, and I still have everything set up from what I did.
Mainly to finish off, if somebody orders something, then we can sit there, because we tried it.
And we are going to show their stuff on the show today. So while they're live and while they're online, you can still make orders to their website. So even if you are interested, I am putting the website and stuff in the room. It is in there, this www.smithfamilyparanormal.com. Just go over to there and you can shop away. Till midnight, you can get discount if you spend over $50, guys. So make the most of that shipping as well. So
yep, it is definitely worth it. All of the merchandise is handmade here in the house. I mean, I do long hours, and when he gets home, he helps, plugs in, and, if I need help with something, he just finishes it, or too many orders. I mean, it all helps.
Speaking of which, one of our sweatshirts that we made went to Sam, who is a part of PWI, but is also a member of Smith Family Paranormal.
I'm very, very happy to have him on board.
Because
he's a good guy.
He is.
So, welcome in, Sam. Welcome in, Thinking.
Hello, Sam and Thinking. I actually can't see you guys in the room for some reason. I don't know why.
Scroll down.
I am not actually. I am scrolled down. I can't see them at all.
Huh.
I don't know.
It might just be delayed my end or something, so I might have to wait.
Yeah, it's delayed over here too. It's delayed on ours too.
Yeah, I've not seen that yet, but hello to everybody in the room. I'm not ignoring you if you say hello to me in the room. I am just concentrating on the interview and that. We will talk to you like towards the end, and when you're asking questions and that, guys, don't think we're ignoring you.
Nope.
So, back on to us, we decided that we were going to try doing paranormal stuff, and we go out and we've done like 100 and some videos now, which is pretty great for over the year. I mean,
oh yeah,
I figure 52 weeks in a year, if you can get out one a week, I mean that's only 52, and we've gotten over 100 in a year, so we think we're doing pretty good on that part.
Mm-hmm.
But
you're most definitely dedicated to what you do. Definitely dedicated. They're really, really awesome at what they do as well. Their paranormal investigations, how they work, how they present themselves. They're very, very professional. I'm not going to take all the credit for how they act, because they were like that when they come over to the company. It's just they've become more knowledgeable about the bits they weren't so understanding of. A lot of it they knew, but there was bits like pointed direction in, and they are just very, very professional, and they are the sort of investigators that I like to see in the field.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And they're my team. They're my team. and the Bald and Bonkers Network. We can't forget the boys as well. They are part of it.
No, don't forget the boys.
Definitely
when we first came to PWI, we knew some of the spiritual, but that's where we needed to fill in. The paranormal, I just grew up with. Chad's had his experiences. I've had mine. But as far as the spiritual world and knowing what to do, it was just, that was something we needed to learn. And Sherry has taught us a lot.
Yeah, well, I've got some questions on that sort of stuff, so we could go into that in more detail on what we did to get where we were. Because I'm not being funny. They've learned a lot from me, but I've learned a lot from them as well. Believe it or not, I have. Right? Because some of their ways and how they work and that really inspires me and makes me want to be better. I'm not saying that I don't think I'm very good. I do. But it is good to watch somebody and take pride in them and think, that is the sort of investigators that I would want to work with. And I do have the pleasure of doing that to an extent, but I would like to actually be able to physically actually go and see them and have the investigations. I think we'd have some pretty awesome shows.
We would have fun. Yeah.
With Samuel there as well. That would just be
Me and Sam will probably be running out the doors because of these two.
That's okay. More fun for us, right?
Yes, definitely.
Like, no,
Girls
talk
night
to
in,
them.
and then boys can go out, girls stay in.
Yep.
What? I mean, we went on an investigation where that literally happened. We went to the B&O Railroad Museum, and there's a young Sam going sit dash. We went to the B&O Railroad Museum, and there was a young lady in there that did not particularly want to have me in the room.
Oh yeah, she wasn't fond.
It was the first time Linda sat there and was playing around with dowsing rods, and she was a female friend that I went to school with, was there, and they were having fun with the dowsing rods, and Linda was getting them to cross and uncross, and every time I would get near the door, they just went like a totally different direction. She wasn't having it, so I can understand not being in the same room with a spirit that does not want a man in the area. So.
Yeah, and that was my very first time using ever a dowsing rod. Because I didn't own a pair at that time. That came from the B&O. And then from there, that's when I was like, well, now I got to get my own. That's kind of interesting. That's something I want to learn. So.
Dowsing rods are really, really good to use, and I find that they are one of the tools that the spirits really, really enjoy to use, and they find it quite easy to use them, which I can understand as well, with it being metal as well. It's a conductor for them as well as, like water and smoke and other things like that, so.
To them, it's like another instrument that they get to play with.
It is, yeah. And it's another energy source as well, because if you think about it, when we're communicating through those dowsing rods with them, we're giving our energy over to them as well as them giving it to us to do what they're doing, you know what I mean?
Yep. So that's why you get the cramps every so often. Yep.
Yeah. And I do the same thing, but I don't have anyone here to take mine out of my hand and go, Sherry, so they get Aura has to step in with me and no, enough's enough,
Yeah, when
I've got so used to doing it now, it's come as second nature to me, so I kind of get used to and know when enough's enough now. So, stop now.
When she starts getting the white knuckle finger lock, then it's like, no, I'm getting ready to come over.
Or the shake, because I'm trying to hold still. So.
Has anybody else not seeing the chat? Because I think the chat.
I'm not seeing anybody that's talking. I'm only seeing 2 people watching, which is really, really unusual.
Right. It's 2 people watching, and it stopped.
Now there's only 1.
Which is probably me on the screen here, but at the same, I'm watching the chat pop up, but it's not popping up on
YouTube.
The YouTube.
I'm on the YouTube channel, and all I can see is Pacja and Bold and Bonkers, Chris. I can't see Sam. I can't see Thinking. I can't see anybody else.
No, the last thing I see in the chat was you're putting our.
Yeah, the last thing I put in the chat that I was seeing was your link. Was your link to your website, and now Pagja has just wrote in the room saying, "Hey Sherry, I'm still here." Yeah, I know you are, sweet. We're just trying to establish what's going on with the chat.
Yeah, the thing is, I've been here from the beginning, my friend.
Okay, darling. Well, we know you're there, but we cannot see, so we're not ignoring you or anything, sweetheart. I don't know if anything's confused or not, but we're not seeing anybody's comments or anything, guys.
Right.
I don't know what's happened there. Well, right, so what I'll do is while they're trying to do, we'll sort out behind the scenes or whatever might be going on with the chat, we'll go on to asking a few questions for you guys, then we'll get out to looking at some of your stuff on your shop and your merches, if that's cool.
That's cool.
That's awesome. So, anybody wants to ask any questions, please write in the room when we can see you. If we can't see you, we will answer anything back underneath the video or something. I'll get the guys to come back and have a look at what you say, and we'll answer to you. Okay?
For the producers in the back, for whatever questions may come up, throw it up on the screen. So
he might be able to flick them up. So, So, my first question to you is, right, I know this is a really silly question, but I ask this for everyone because I like people to try and understand about different things. So, I know that you have abilities, but when did they become known to you physically? That's to both of you.
You want to go first this time?
No, you can go first this time. I talk all the time.
So when I recognized I had abilities, I was 12, 13. I was young. And it was at my grandmother's house. And we're getting ready for lunch. So she set up an extra plate, and I thought somebody was coming over. So I asked her, are we having a guest? Thought my cousin or somebody. No, it's just my grandfather. He goes, it's Pop. He's hungry. I was like, what? Pop's gone. What? And she pulled out the chair and she said, he's right there. He's standing in the hallway. I was like, what are you talking about? So that was when I very, very first time seen my grandfather after he passed away. Now, it's been years after he passed, but it was kind of one of those surreal moments where, wow, I never thought I'd see you again type thing. It was just a surreal moment. And then he did. He went and he sat down. I mean.
Would you say that your abilities opened more once you'd seen him?
Yes. I was scared at first, obviously. I was young. It's going to scare a young one. But, after my grandmother sat me down, explained to me what was going on, and I have the same ability she does. She says, I have long conversations with him at night before I go to bed. I was like, you do what? And she's like, yeah, we'll talk and, reminisce on the past and stuff like that, and then I'll go to bed, and that's it. I'll just roam the halls and be like my guard. I was like, all right, cool. So that's when she just told me that if I were to see anybody that has passed away, do not freak out, because the more you freak out, the more they get stressed out, and then they're already confused because some of them don't even know what's going on if it's a recent death. And I was like,
and they do get very stressed out, and some of them can not understand what's fully happened to them as well, which is another thing that's really difficult for them. And I know that it can be really surreal when you've got these sort of abilities, especially when you first discover you've got them. It can be quite mind-boggling, and it's really fascinating to say about how she used to put a plate and stuff out, because I do that all the time. I believe really strongly in still showing your love and respect to your loved ones and out and giving them their favourite foods and whatever. You'll see it on my shows sometimes at Christmas. You'll see me make a massive Christmas dinner for them. Because I believe that that's what you should do. Like, go take them offerings, do things to show that you respect them. They're around all the time.
And my grandmother always told me, just because they are not in physical form does not mean they're not here in spiritual form. And a lot of them look after you, regardless you know it or not. They love you no matter what, if they're alive or if they're in spirit. It does not matter the form.
There's still that person that you had when they were physical. There's still that person that's just in spirit form. They still like the same things. They still act the same way. They still love you the same way. That doesn't change. So I think things like that are really important. And I think that brings a relationship to the other side really close when you're like that. So putting that question over to Chad as well, when did you start realising that you was empathic, and how did it affect you?
As far as when I knew, I'm still learning. But it was, I could always, anytime we ever went to like a battlefield or anything, or even young, I could sense that, like, if they got shot in the shoulder, my shoulder would hurt for the next couple of days or whatever. And I mean, we went somewhere, and literally she could tell you that a couple of weeks ago, my neck and back was hurt, and it was just the fact that we had just went somewhere, and I was feeling. I mean, literally, I would sit there and I'd be hunched over, and I couldn't get situated. But so as far as that, I mean, that's how I kind of know. It's just
I'm not
I
being
think we
funny.
try to avoid a lot of.
Seeing them and stuff is a pretty cool thing, but I think being empathic and being able to pick up on the energy and that is a lot more of an impact because you feel a lot more. It's a bit different to when you're just standing there and you're seeing them and they're walking past you and stuff, but when you can physically feel what they feel, that can be so powerful sometimes. I have the same situation, the only difference is I can see them as well. So it's like, God, they're coming towards me, I can see you, then it's like back. Because they've hit me, you know what I mean? I get what you're saying there, Chad, and it can be really difficult, can't it?
It can be, especially since I have to go back to work, and it's like, it's killing me. Could you leave me alone for a little bit? Yeah. But they realize that I'm feeling their pain, and she can talk to them. So
yeah, we went.
It helps when we go on investigations to be like, I can see you. You look like you're hurt, and I'm like, ask them if they got hit in the head.
Yeah, and that's what I like about you two is that that's why you go so well together, because one of you can see and hear to an extent, and the other one can feel. So you kind of validate what the other one's feeling or seeing. You know what I mean? When you say it, it's really fascinating to watch you guys, and that's why I love these guys. It's really cool. Right, so my question 2 is, what would you say was your most memorable investigation that you have done? What's been your most memorable one?
If she doesn't say Winterbourne, I'm gonna.
I mean, Winterbourne was a good one. Yeah, I enjoyed that because I guess that would be one of our tops. Because when we went to Winterbourne, we were using our SLS camera at the time. We just got it. And Chad was sitting on the floor and we were just recording and starting to get used to it. But a group of kids came in and they went upstairs and then they came back down and they were curious and very interested in what we were doing. So with that, Chad explains to them what it is and then shows them the actual screen of what it looks like. And you actually got to see a little child, a little girl in the screen. Just, she was standing there, she was sitting there, she was playing, And at that time we did have Sherry up on screen with us. It was a very interesting thing. And then one of the boys that was interested in what we were doing went and sat next to the little girl and put his hand out. And for the very first time, he got to experience what it felt like, the static feeling of a spirit touching. And he was floored. He was on cloud 9 that night.
She was doing some rather strange things as well. Like at first when we was asking her to give him her hand, say hello, she was giving him her foot.
It was her foot, yeah. She wasn't.
It was so nuts, it was. But there was a lot of activity, and there was a few of the youngsters there, these boys and a couple of girls, and they all were really, really interested in what Chad and Linda were doing, because just before Chad and Linda come to that place, they were going around looking there. They were going to pick up a book and take it with them, okay? Mm-hmm. And Chad and Linda stood there and explained to them why it would be a bad idea and how it can be connected to the house and you can take an energy with you. And we all sat there and spoke to them, and they become involved in the investigation. And it was such an amazing experience to see, especially for people that were into it, but into it for the wrong reasons, and it turned them round.
I mean, to explain what Winterbourne is, Winterbourne Mansion was a house owned by a very prominent lawyer and a doctor from the Washington, D.C. area, and they went out to Montgomery County and found this very nice house. Obviously not very nice now because it's very dilapidated.
Mm-hmm.
But it is being rebuilt. As
Somebody bought it.
Somebody finally bought it, and it's being rebuilt. But the house was so run down that, I mean, people were just able to come in there and just trash the place. I mean, and every time we go somewhere, we sit there and we look at it and we take pictures of what was there, so that way if somebody was like, well, you came and vandalized, no,
because you got the evidence there that
let's go. Brandon was already there.
Yeah.
So it's one of them.
We know better than to disrespect a historical place or any place, because when you're disrespecting history, you're disrespecting the spirits that are there, and that's most of the time that's the only home that they have ever known.
And
exactly. You respect it. It doesn't matter what it looks like. That to them, that's their home, and it doesn't look the way that we see it. So there's no reason for you to disturb it and be disrespectful. You know, you wouldn't expect someone to come in your house and treat you with disrespect or treat your belongings with disrespect. So you don't do the same to them.
Right.
You know, so yeah, I agree, and that's why these guys are really good at what they do. They listen and they take notice and they understand and they've got respect, and that goes a long way in investigating. It really does.
Yeah.
Number 3, what would you say is your most favourite equipment that you use in your investigations? What's your favourite bits?
Besides us?
Besides our own selves?
Let me see. Yours used to be the SLS.
It still is.
And why is the SLS your favourite? What is it about the SLS that makes it one of your favourites?
I mean, I like the IR cameras that we got now, but the SLS was and still is. I mean, it's my toy. It's my toy, not hers, not anybody else's. It's my toy.
Yeah, I don't know how to set it up, even if I wanted to.
But it's one of them. You can kind of manipulate. I mean, it's not manipulating anything other than what it sees in front of you. It sees in front of it. It stands for Structured Light. Oh crap! I forgot.
An EMF.
It's essentially it's an EMF. It's an IR camera. It's a structured light sensor. Sorry.
Yeah.
My brain starts going into Jeopardy mode.
Yeah.
But it does all those little things, and I mean, you can get them on your phone and stuff like that. But your phone isn't set up kind of like the Xbox that connects that it utilizes. And what it does is it sends out a sensor array in 270 degrees, well, almost like 180, 270 degrees outwards, and it picks up. So while we were in window boring, I was sitting on the floor looking out, and then next thing you know, up pops this little figure, and then up popped another figure. And it was like, okay, well, we got 3. No, wait a minute, now we got 5 here.
Mm-hmm.
But it was the one little girl that was running back and forth that girls could see.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be quite sceptical of the SLS camera till I actually started watching it with Chad and Linda and what they did. And then it becomes something that I quite like. I don't know if I would quite go out and buy one because I'm not really that sort of investigator, but I do not feel that I'm against them anymore as much as I used to be. I do actually think that some of them are legit if you know how to use them properly.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff like that. They are really good tools to have. And what's your favourite, Linda?
Mine is, I'm going to have to say the REM pod. The very latest. It's just, you sit it in the room, and if you walk out, it will validate that something is actually touching it. You have to literally physically touch it in order for it to go off. And it's got 5 different sensors on there, so normally we put it up on 5? And
nice.
yeah, so, and then if they touch it, everything will light up, it'll make a noise, and it's pretty much letting us know that there is activity in that spot. We don't have to be in there, but it lets us know that there is something in there.
And you definitely know when they go off, because it's not something that you just walk past and it sets off. You do have to physically touch it.
Yeah.
No, I
For
mean,
it
we
to
do
actually sound
have
off and do
motion
whatever.
sensors.
They were the very first things that I got. They were Halloween motion sensors. If you were to walk past it, it would sound, and we would be able to record our own sounds. They were really cheap. I mean, we even played with the cat toys. And the only reason why we use these equipment is for the scientific purpose.
But don't get me wrong, all of those devices and tools are really good to use, but you know, it's a little bit more of an evidence when it comes to REM pods and things like that, because you know that that's not going to be doing that for no reason. There's a reason why it's sounding off and doing what it's doing. You know what I mean?
So we have a little gadgets and we have a lot of little toys, but we don't always use them everywhere we go. If we're doing like a huge house or a huge building or, you know, something, maybe we'll bring a little trinket here, a little, you know, stuff there, whatever we feel is suitable for that investigation. Or we'll just bring our cameras and ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, if we know
we are the best tools.
Yeah. If we know we're going to be in a larger area, like we went to the Avalon house, we're going to put out the sensors because we're going to be over here in this part of the building or upstairs, and we hear it go off in this part of the building. With the camera facing towards it, we can sit there and go, all right, so we know the sensor went off at about this time, because we'll sit there and we have our little journal. We'll sit there and be like, oh, we heard the noise go off at 1838. Okay, so we have to sit there and go back and go, all right, at 1830, okay, it went off. What made it go off?
Yeah.
Where I'll be able to sit there and see that it went off. She'll be able to see that somebody walked past it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Sherry will be able to, well, because normally if we're not doing it live while we're investigating and we have you or Sam or somebody up to validate while we're on the live, then it'll be like, all right, Sherry, you want to come up with this and take a look at these pictures or take a look at this? That's how we found it freaked
Tiffany.
Well, not even getting to Tiffany's yet. It freaked all three of us out when we saw that apparition go in front of the.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was so cool.
At the time as well, it was like a quick split thing, and I just remember Chad was going like that and looking, and Linda was just sitting there like looking around and looking at the thing, and I was like, "What was that? That's just gone past the window. Did you see that?" And then Chad was like, "Yeah, what was that?" And then he rewound it back, and it was a full body apparition.
But the weirdest part is we had the grid going, and it was panning that entire room. It did not disturb the grid at all.
No, it didn't.
And you can tell it didn't because it went right through it. It wasn't a
Class
solid map.
A. That was a Class A catch. You could not disguise it for being anything else but a spirit. You could see that blatantly through that. That was just crazy. That was one of my most favourite catches I've seen. Was that? Even though it was creepy at the time, because we must have rewound that God knows how many times.
Over 30.
I could not believe it.
I was close to 50 because it was like, back 10 more seconds. All right, go back until we go to where the point where we can sit there and look at within the first that 1 minute of.
See,
film.
for us, we physically see these things or feel them and stuff, so we kind of know that they're around. You know what I mean? But you guys don't all see it. So when you get a validation like that and you get a catch like that, it is such an amazing thing. Not just because we're validating what we're seeing, but we're validating to you guys what is really out there, sort of.
Yeah.
And that was the most amazing catch I've ever seen. And I've had some good catches myself, but that was a Class A. Literally.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Next question, please.
Question number 4. What would be your dream place to investigate? What would be the place of all places that you would love to go and investigate? And why?
Well, we did some at Gettysburg, so I can't put that. I guess it would have to be either Penshurst. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just here for the ride.
Stop that. I'm trying to think. There was another one, and I can't remember the name of it.
The Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum.
Yep, there
So
you
you
go.
would like to go to some of the prisons and stuff then?
It's we both would like to go to the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum.
Oh, yes.
If we get a chance, there is a this is funny because this is up toward Hagerstown. It is a motel with a jail in the basement. Now, back in the day, they used to let the guards sleep in the room upstairs and put the prisoners in the jail cells in the basement. And that was their transport. So I would absolutely love to go there.
Yeah, and I could imagine that a place like that would be pretty active, to be quite honest, with all the things that have happened there and the history, and that would be a really interesting place.
Yeah.
I mean, it was interesting with the whole jail cell thing when we went to the Heritage Society of Essex Middle River.
That was interesting.
That was interesting. I mean,
that was.
Yeah.
There was a lot of activity, and there was definitely several times that we see somebody walk past. There was banging. There was these different noises going on.
Voices.
There was definitely stuff going on there. Definitely.
So it went very well.
That was a really good investigation. Most of their investigations are really good, but just some of them really stand out because of the things that happen and where they are. It is amazing. Question number 5. What are your views, guys, on protection and investigating and stuff? Do you believe that protection and, having some sort of protection mode and belief is important when you're investigating?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, every time we go out, I have my necklaces. It's normally in a cage, something similar to this. Maybe you can't see it, but it's upstairs at the moment. But I would wear that, and what I would do, since Chad normally drives to an investigation wherever, I would take my nap and, listen to my music and, do my little meditation and just prepare myself. But I would always wear my crystals. Sam made us some protection potions to go with us, one for Chad, one for me. So we highly believe that if you're going to go investigate, you need to have some type of protection, regardless what it is. Because you never, ever, ever know what's going to happen.
Trust you to put that in the room, boys, isn't it? We're
No,
not
always,
talking about that
use
sort of
protection
protection.
to bring home the pitter-patter of little feet.
Oh, please, boys.
No. We're talking about protection in the way of investigations and how to not allow spirits to come back. And I personally feel that that's really important as well. And especially when you've got spiritual abilities and stuff, even more so as well, because you're very prone to and open to things coming to you and things happening.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong. Well, you're not wrong. Yes, you do need to have contraception to stop little pitter-patter of feet, but we're not talking about pitter-patter feet in that way.
No.
I have 4 naturally born children.
I have 2, and I think I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I have 2 girls that I pushed out myself, so I'm good. But we have a lot more than that.
I have 2, but physically more as well. But yeah. So, do you think it's important as well, Chad, to have light protection in that? Do you find it important? What do you use when you're...
I have my my cross and my aquamarine crystal that I have from our lovely little crystal shop.
Yeah, no, your crystal shops are really, really cool. You get some beautiful stuff, which you're going to get to see bits of soon, guys. Literally, I only done 7 questions. We're nearly finished on the questions, okay? So, number 6. What are your views on UFOs and ETs? ETs are extraterrestrials, if you don't know what that is. These guys do, but what's your views on that side of the strange and the unknown?
Out of the rise up now.
So silly. I do believe in them. I do know that they are there. I've never had an experience. Well, I can't say that because we went to Ocean City and we did one of the history walks. What?
Yeah.
Ghost walks?
Yeah, we'll never do that again.
No. But we were at the end at the little Indian totem or whatever, and over the water, I swore I saw lights that went around a saucer-looking thing, but it happened so quick. By the time I got my camera or my camcorder out, it was done. It was over.
That's really interesting. So you do believe they're out there then?
Oh,
and
cool.
What do you think to like the amount of like sightings and stuff that are coming forward? Do you think that they're planning something big? Do you think that they're planning to do something to be known more?
They do a lot of poking and prying. I do believe that they have a lot of knowledge and history and background. I really don't know if they're planning, but I do know that they are very knowledgeable in what they're researching and doing. So,
what's your opinion, Chad? You've been in the army and stuff like that. Has there ever been anything strange that you've come across or any weird stories you've heard?
You just upset a Marine.
Marine, sorry, darling. Yeah, a Marine. Not the army, a Marine.
Calm down.
A Marine, Chad. You was in the Marines. I am so sorry.
Are you better now?
I apologize. I salute you. So in the Marines, had you heard any weird stories or anything that is ET related?
I did actually, and we've discussed this quite a few times at East Jarhead.
Ain't that right?
No probing here. Oh dear. I had to come out somewhere, didn't it?
Yes,
yeah.
It did. It's better out than in.
Definitely.
Kids.
Traveling, we had gotten a 72 leave pass, which is basically a 3-day leave pass. And we broke formation. I got my rental car and was coming up to Maryland to see family and friends and stuff like that. And in the tree line as I'm driving, there was lights. And I'm like, what is this dude doing? I mean, it's like, why are you driving in the tree line? So I pull over thinking it was going to like go past, it was going to come out and go past me. Well, it didn't. It just kind of stopped and was floating there. I'm like, okay. So I just keep going, and then it's still in the tree line. And I'm like, what in the hell kind of weird farmer crap is it? I mean, do you drive in the tree line all the time down here in North Carolina?
Yeah, no, it's strange to be seeing that sort of light in the trees that normally can be signs of them.
Right. So, but I wasn't trying to like figure out if it was going to probe me or not. So I wasn't like trying to wait to see what shape it was or anything. I mean, I could see that the lights. I mean, obviously it was on like a semicircle that I could see.
Yeah.
What was freaking me out was floating.
You knew that they looked odd and strange. They weren't normal.
Right. And the fact that it was in the tree line was like,
Yeah, that as well. Yeah, definitely.
Why
And
are
I
you-
would understand that if you're somebody that's never really experienced it and suddenly you see something like that, it is really weird. I remember my first ever experience. If you was to be asked to be in any investigations to do with UFOs and extraterrestrials or cases and that, would you work in them?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep,
That's awesome.
I think that would be interesting.
Yeah, see, I work a lot in the alien stuff, and I can do weird things to do with them, as
Mhm.
you've seen. So yeah, it is a really good thing to be involved in, and we've got other people that are coming over to us that are having experiences that we've been helping and trying to help them understand as well. So yeah, I'm glad that these guys are like the extraterrestrial, and as they said, they would work in that sort of work if they had to.
Right.
I'm sure there's
Thank
going to be
you,
a lot
thank
in the
you,
company.
Phoenix. Thank you, Phoenix, and Semper Fi.
Yes, definitely. I've got respect for anybody that works in any sort of services. You know, they work really hard. I have
And
a lot
you,
of
you,
respect
you do
for them.
realize what USMC stands for, right?
Pardon?
It's Uncle Sam's Misguided Children.
Mhm.
Do you
US
think that there are enough hybrids out there, Sherry? I'm sure there's plenty, but I'm sure there could be more. And who knows? Maybe these could be another link. Maybe.
Who knows?
Right, so the last question, which is I think is a really important thing, because obviously as you guys being YouTubers and doing all your other stuff on this channel, what advice would you give to anybody that's starting out on a channel, particularly in the strange and the unknown, or if they're wanting to go into some sort of business thing like you guys have done? What would you give them as advice to start?
as far as YouTube, you're going to we've hit 160 over the year. It's not a get rich quick type thing. It is you have to find a niche, whatever you want to call it, and whether it be paranormal. Obviously, that's kind of our niche that we chose because it's kind of what we kind of are into. If you're into Fortnite and you're playing Fortnite, then
Or baking or sewing or
right.
cooking,
You find your niche and stick with it. As far as the business thing, obviously, eventually you're going to want to sit there and make a little money off of yourself. So that's kind of where we decided it was like, all right, we got the Cricut, we got this, we can make stuff, we can try to sell stuff, we can advertise stuff and stuff like that. And I mean, we already had the Wix account, so that way we could set up a website. We were running shares, and then it just kind of went off the deep end.
I don't know what happened.
We don't know what happened.
Yeah, no, something just went really wrong with that, and I don't know why. So that's why it's moved over to the Facebook.
Right. And then with that, it was like, all right, well, we can start selling stuff. All right, and then again, that's where the business part came in. She's been out of work since October because of the accident. And
I have not been happy with it. I love doing my job, but I love doing my business and being able to stay home and take care of the kids, make sure there's a meal, house is, the whole wife and mother duty. So I feel like I'm kind of blessed in some way.
Yeah.
But I do miss my clients, like, terribly. I talk about them to my kids, and I'm pretty sure that they're getting sick of hearing it on how much I miss them. And I wish I knew what was going on with them, but because of our contract of work, it is a confidential thing if another healthcare worker steps in. So that's pretty much what has happened, but it just...
In the United States, we have a lovely little thing called HIPAA. So
sometimes I hate that.
So with the HIPAA laws, it's basically a confidentiality thing. She can't, unless I give the doctors permission to tell her what's going on with me, they can't tell her, even though she's my wife, they can't tell her that my brain is falling out of my eardrums
Even though I see it.
Even though she sees it, but they can't tell her that.
Mhm.
So with her job, the client, another caregiver can't tell another caregiver, well, yeah, this particular,
Yeah, it's secret. It is secret. You're not allowed
It's
to
confidential.
share things. But I used to be a carer and stuff as well, so I know what that's like. And
Mhm. Just a privacy.
my opinion on like if you're going to start your channel out, like be you, be real, believe in yourselves, and just enjoy what you do. Don't try too hard. Just take it naturally and be spontaneous. If you're going to start
have
out
fun
a
with it.
business that you do online like these guys, then make sure that you enjoy it when you do it, and make sure you interact with the people, and just appreciate what you've got, because there is a lot out there that don't. And when things do get difficult and get tough, don't just be so quick to give up. Keep moving on, because things do get better.
Mhm. It
Oh,
does.
if you go back and watch a lot of our old videos, I mean, we're both sitting there right beside each other and stuff like that. Yeah, I may look like I'm leaning forward a little more. That's because I'm the extrovert. She's the introvert.
Mm-hmm.
In the past couple of weeks, obviously, she's become a little bit of an extrovert because she's getting out. She wouldn't have been doing the sales and stuff when we first started, because she was so much of an introvert that
I prefer to hide behind the screen.
She's a very private and a very sort of shy person, but she is coming out of her show, and I think I think what she's doing online is making her more confident as well, and it's making her feel more comfortable in herself and what she does, which is really good as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. Yeah, when I first,
to be honest, but Chad's always been better at being on the camera than what Linda is, and Linda's not very good at speaking out. She gets a bit nervous, but she's been doing really, really well.
I mean, if you look at some of our older videos, when we sit there and we do an introduction, I'm the one usually doing the introduction. Well, now Linda's able to sit there and get out there and do. I mean, we use StreamYards while we're out, so we can do, because we're not at the 1,000 where you can sit there and do the lives on your phones and stuff.
You will get there though, guys.
Yep.
You will get there, because you're a very good channel. It does take time, but you will.
I do believe we will get there. But no, I wouldn't start a video or end a video or even hold the camcorder. I would put the battery in it and hand it right to him and be done. That's it.
Yeah.
But now
she's more confident.
I took the kids out a few days back. I went down to Patapsco State Park, and we absolutely loved the park. So I did. I videoed it. I pre-recorded it, because when we went last time and we did a live, it only allowed us to do half of the park.
Yeah.
And then the reception got lost going up into the hill. So, it's pretty
so they were the questions. Can you tell the guys, like, the platforms that they can get you on? Then we'll go on to showing some of your merches and your shop stuff.
Yep. You can get us on Facebook under Smith Family Paranormal Investigations. That's our Facebook company site. You can get us on, obviously, the www.smithfamparanormal.com. That's our website / merch site. I'm going to be posting older try to post older videos up into there. So and then it'll link us to our YouTube channel. So you can get us on Facebook, Twitter, which is at Smith Fam Paranormal. You can get us on, I haven't set it up in Instagram, but I probably will at some point. But we're not going out and taking pictures, so I'm not not that type of person going Insta. A friend of mine told me I should start putting it up on the lovely TikTok. So I may start a Smith Fam Paranormal TikTok, which will be kind of little short videos.
Yeah,
But probably
that sounds good.
Probably with the Ghostbusters soundtrack in the background or something. But,
Yeah,
That'd be fun.
so
sounds really
that's
good.
our merch site, Facebook, and you can reach us on either Linda or Chad on their Facebook too.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get us on Smith Family Paranormal Investigations on Facebook, you can hit message and it'll come to me, and then I just run it off to her and say, hey, Sam said something, and our email is smithfamparanormal@gmail.com. So that's pretty much where you can reach us all at.
So
And
yeah,
now-
they are the platforms that you.
And now we have a toll-free number too.
Pardon?
We have a toll-free number too.
Yes.
Yeah. My shop number.
It's part of our shop. So
Yes. So they are the platforms that you can go and support these amazing guys, and please do, because they are amazing investigators and they are really good at doing the stuff in their shop. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to turn to the even more exciting stuff, and we're going to let these guys share with you.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why I'm doing the voice. During the video version of this broadcast, Linda came on and showed off some of her merchandise. Now, because of this, that part of the show did require a lot of visual elements. So please, there should be a link in the description of this, or just simply Google Bald and Bonkers on YouTube, and you'll be able to see that part of the show. However, due to the current crisis that is involved with Russia and Ukraine, we wanted to say a few words and offer up our support, our love for the innocent civilians that are being affected by the greedy, selfish, and madman President Vladimir Putin of Russia. Before you try to blame all Russians, remember, if the citizens of Russia are not wanting this, Putin is trying to do this, allegedly to rebuild the Soviet Union to its former glory. For those of you who don't know what that is, you seriously need to pay attention more in history class. Or deem to do a little research before you start trying to think you know everything. Because this is a very serious situation. Yes, we do like to goof around. Yes, we like to have fun on these shows. But we are also human, and we also want to do the right thing. So, without further ado, here's our words on the Ukraine-Russia crisis.
That one's amazing.
Yeah, I like that one.
She's done some beautiful, beautiful pictures, but she's found some hidden secrets in it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Linda really enjoyed going over this video and looking at it. And a big, big thank you to Tiffany for bringing some beautiful pictures, and thank you to Dakota for making the video.
Thank you, Dakota. It looks really nice. I love it.
Thank you very much. That's to the lads. So you can bring that down now, guys, if you want. So, guys, obviously, you've had our lovely Chad and Linda for their interview, and our lovely Tiffany in the background that you've just seen the amazing video of the pictures she got. So, I just want to say a big thank you to Chad and Linda for coming up and joining me tonight and for talking to me and showing us some of your really awesome stuff. And thank you to Tiffany for the awesome pictures, and keep your chin up, sweetheart. And to all of you angels in the room, thank you so much for coming and supporting Chad and Linda. You know the platforms and stuff to support them on. They have told you that there are links in the room to be able to go to their website and to be able to shop. You've got till midnight tonight to spend over $50. Put in the code New Year and you can get free shipping, guys. Make the most of that. A big thank you to all of you. Thank you again, Chad and Linda. I love you so much. You're always going to be my A-team. And thank you for coming up here. And is there anything you'd like to say to you guys before we bring Dakota up?
Any of the pictures that you have seen is in our shop. It is on canvases for your own purchases.
Yep.
And since she's made them and created them, she will get the funds from them. So
Yeah, and they will be going to help her in some big ways, guys. All of the help is very much appreciated.
yeah.
So now we're going to be moving on to a topic that is not very good for any of us in this world at the minute. And there's some not nice things happening to a lot of people. And I'm going to bring lovely Dakota up to present with that, because we think this needs to be put out. Hello, Dakota.
Hello, everyone. Awesome show tonight, I will say.
Thank you.
Well, Tiffany didn't have to run away. I was going to say hi, but oh well.
Yeah. Come here. She didn't go far. Come and say hi.
Hello. Oh, and I do have some context that might be very interested in your photos, so I have been inviting some of my Hollywood contacts to watch the shows, everyone, so we might start getting some more exposure for everyone.
Nice.
Yes, so keep doing your work, babe.
Absolutely.
Try to start off this little discussion on a good note.
Yes.
Let's face it, unless you've somehow been brain dead under a rock these last couple of days, you know, there's a pretty nasty situation. Yeah, Chad, that seems like you every day. Obviously, there's a pretty nasty situation going on in Europe right now with the Russia-Ukraine crisis. What can we really say about it? It's truly diabolical what is going on over there. Thankfully, the Ukraine's forces are putting up a better fight than what Russia was expecting. But however, Putin is a very stubborn man, a very selfish, greedy man who will not give up easily. And right now, a lot of our military contacts, especially ones that started coming to us through the UFO connections, are very worried that the situation is about to get a lot worse in a matter of days. So we do plan on putting out some merch to try to help raise funds for not only military forces over there, but for civilians who are going to have to rebuild from nothing, rebuild from rubble for the way it's going right now.
It's terrible, guys. It is.
Yeah. That's a nice little message from our friends at Parapost Network.
Thank you. Big shout out to you guys. Please go and support them, guys. They are awesome.
Mm-hmm. I know I feel like I probably should have prepared a speech, but there's not much that one can really say about everything that's going on right now. And right now, because of political leaders in our own countries here in the U.S. and the UK and all up with pretty much just about every NATO country right now, we are about to face some really dark days.
Yep.
Yes, we try to, have a light mood when we do about these shows, maybe teach you a little something when it comes to the supernatural, but let's face it, when stuff like this happens in the world, it affects us all. You see the effects ripple within the supernatural. So this is just a reminder, be kind to one another. Simple as that. I know my co-host, the original plan was to try to get as many members that we have in the network now on here, but of course my co-host has to leave me to do all the work. But he will probably be doing some more comments tomorrow, and we'll try to get some merch out so that way we can try to contribute to the funds, because we got to do something.
There needs to be support around the world at the minute, guys. There's going to be many innocent people that are going to be hit in a very hard way, and a lot of them already are. And, it's at times like this, if we can come together as a community, we can come together for our world. And it's really important.
It is very important to support one another, especially.
I've got a way with words. I kind of know how it kind of just splats out.
Well, all it takes is 1% to really make a change in the world. And that does reflect on so many different levels that we can go into more on the UFO side of things. But honestly, share what you do have. I know I haven't really had a chance to meet any of you in person, but honestly, had it not been for you guys, this program as a whole would not be going as far as it has. So do try to make every day count.
Exactly.
Whether friends here, your kids, your loved ones. The aliens aren't going to come bust us out of this one.
No, cherish what you've got. Cherish what you've got, and just try to make the most of it, guys, because, you know, it's a difficult world at the minute. And it don't look like it's going to get any better, so we do need to start standing together as communities and as people of this world and try to bring some good out of this horrible situation.
Exactly. Look, Jen,
and
Linda,
a lot of love out to the people that are actually being attacked at the moment. Love to your country, and we are praying for you.
What do you think about doing some kind of fundraiser show? Well, actually, I'd be down for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, I think.
I know she was talking about possibly selling this, but if you go onto Smith ONR Facebook, we'll do this. We'll auction this one off,
And the funds will go towards
and the
it.
funds, whatever funds we get collected in, we're gonna start the bidding on this for $25. So if you go on our Facebook and just start commenting, 25 go to every. As soon as it gets up to 50, start going $10 increments. So
Let's see how high.
I don't really have anything to sell or anything like that, but when I'm paid, I will put some money into the fund as well, guys. So I do believe that this is important.
if anybody's seen this, they know the retail on this is pretty high.
Yeah.
And I mean, this came out of one of our $100 mystery boxes. So
Thank you, Chad. That's very appreciated.
I mean,
And it's going to a good cause, guys, and I think we all should come together and try to help. Even if it's only a pound or $1 or a couple of dollars, anything is going to help. You know, that we're all going to get affected by this, guys. So,
I mean, this is a 2-pound crystal.
it's beautiful. And that's going to be donated, guys.
We'll post a picture of it on our Facebook.
And I will monitor it tonight.
And we'll throw it on Bald and Bonkers.
And if people are thinking about starting up a fundraiser, there will be a way, I'm sure, that you guys can donate things or donate money, whatever you want to do to try and
so
help.
we can do a fundraiser show if you guys want.
Mm-hmm.
And I can make merch for that and all the procedures for that one show.
Try and do some card readings. I know it's nuts, but I could do some card
We can
readings.
put towards
Whatever
that.
money I make from the card readings, I give over as well.
So there is ways that we can do this. We just need to pull together.
We need to pull together. It's time for us to stand up as a community and as a world and show that it's not okay to be pushed down and put under people's feet. We're all human beings and we all deserve to be able to live in a civilized world. And, you know, at times like this, it really does show who really cares and who doesn't. And
Right.
we do care. So.
Yeah, Brian, we'll definitely reach out to you to organize that because we should really do something. Because many of us who probably would want to help, but for some reason or another can't. Because I already know there's talk of potential drafts getting ready to start up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sis, if you're up for it, we can do it Wednesday during the day. And I will add an extra show. If you want to do
that. And then I can do my card readings.
We could do it all together if you want.
We could do the card readings and do the stuff together if you want. Do it together. Yeah, that's fine.
Yep. We will talk after the show and get the times together, and I will make a poster and post it out.
Maybe would it be? Well, we'll have a little short talk on here, but maybe have a talk maybe tomorrow because I've got.
That's fine. That's fine.
An appointment tomorrow, so I can't be up too late. got to be up at 8 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we are going to definitely do this. So me and Sis will get together and talk, and then we're going to have a show. It'll be Wednesday, as you said, wasn't it? Wednesday or Thursday? Wednesday. So yeah, Wednesday, card readings and
merch. And I will make tons of stuff, and we will be ready, and whatever we sell will be put aside and will be sent over.
Yes.
That's good. Like we said, unless there's anybody else that wants to chip in, like we said, share love, share a smile. That's kind of the whole reason why we tend to act like idiots on these programs, you know.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody in the paranormal who's mentally sane, so might as well do something to help each other out.
Gotta hold each other up, right?
We do clown around and have a laugh at that, but when it comes to being really serious and showing something really important, we do that as well, guys. So
exactly.
Thinking that would be great. Thinking said I would like to donate a gift to sell.
Okay.
If you want,
try and sort something out to sort that out. Yes.
Yep.
All right.
He's one of my really good fans, so he's trusted.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, he seems like
just look out for us on Wednesday. Look out all the way through, guys, and obviously any fundraisers and anything that comes from Parapost and the guys and us. Try to help as much as you can, even being there and showing support, but through a nice message or something as well. Because believe me, there probably is people that need to see these messages as well at the minute, and the love. You know what I mean? So
I have a suggestion. I can put my PO box address in the chat, and if anybody would like to donate anything to put towards our fundraiser for Wednesday, they can go ahead and send it to the PO box.
There you go, a PO box, and then that could be all sent forward for the. Yep, that's brilliant. Yep. So anyone that wants to do that, go to Chad and Linda's PO box.
Yeah, we'll just wait for her to post that. No, I was just going to wait for Linda to go ahead and put that up so that way we can make sure it's shown in the video and it goes out to all the replays as well.
Yes, definitely. So this will be what you can go to if you're wanting to donate any items. It don't even have to be anything snazzy. That it could even be a bit of clothing. You know, people are not going to have clothing. They're not going to have anything. They're going to need things. You know what I mean? Kids, stuff like that. So anything, guys. Even food. I know it might sound stupid, but cans of food, things like that, things that they're not going to have at the minute. Go a long way.
There's their PO box right there. I would love to see a lot more groups do this. It doesn't even matter if we're all agreeing right now. I think right now we can justify the fact that right now the things that we're probably butting heads about, that doesn't matter compared to what people in Ukraine are dealing with right now.
Yeah, that's really, really small.
Nothing compared to what they're going through. So this is really important, guys. And we do appreciate you. Take note of that PO box. Like I said, clothing, tinned food, even packs of rice. Anything can help, guys.
And so let us know. Send it over. I do check the PO box once a week, maybe twice a week if I get a notification, and I will go from there. So, and then after the show, I will be putting this up immediately, and I will send it over as well. That way we can get it up and running. And I will be donating some money when I get some money as well. So that's going to be going in there as well. And card readings. So. Yep.
All right. So unless anybody else has anything to chip in, I guess we'll go ahead and end this now.
Thank you for coming in. Thank you for joining us. Lots of love and light. Stay safe, guys. And please pray for the Ukraine people. And we will see you all very soon. Blessed be.
All right.